Alright guys, here we are at the rear differential. We brake cleaned everything. And then the first thing we did was crack the fill plug free. And then we cracked the drain free. And now we're draining the rear differential. And let's look at this Christmas tree real quick. Look at that. There's a lot of crap on there. And the fluid was ooey gooey, and it stinks. So now we're gonna let that drain, and then we're gonna move on to removing the rear drive shaft. Very good. Very good, guys. We got the flange out of there. There was a 24mm nut there. Since we do not have the preload tool, the special tool, which is a shame, what I did before I took the nut off, I made a score mark right here, so I know exactly where the nut is going to stop at, so I could have the same preload as I once did before. But I could tell the future. You want to know how I know I could tell the future? Well, let me move the camera. This drive shaft here is crunchy this way. This way it's moving nice and freely. This way, you can see it's all crunchy. They're going to complain about that next, and this is a non-serviceable drive shaft. What that means is, if this U-joint goes, it's a whole shaft. Now you look right here, you must notice that line right there. Now before I remove the drive shaft off of the flange, I did make a crayon mark on the flange as well. Ow. Very good. Alright, let's get the seal out of there. Let's see. Hiya! There we go. Ooh. Oh, good thing I got my oil bucket right there. There's still a little bit more fluid in there. Very good. So what we're going to do is, we'll let that drain. We'll wipe it down. We'll give this area a little emery cloth clean. And we shall install the brand new seal. Very good. Alright guys, a good way to install the new seal, if you do not have the special tool, which I do know a lot of people will not have the special tool, is to use the old seal. What you do is, you have your brand new seal, right? Release it in place, and what you do is you take the old seal, this surface right here is not going to be wider than the surface that's already there, so you could use that to install the new seal. Oh, I messed up. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Go around the world. Not too much on one side, not too much on the other. Now you always look all around for any high spots or any low spots. We got one little high spot right there. And then you just inspect it as you go. Make sure it's even with the housing. Very good. Now let's get to that flange. Now guys, with the flange assembly, I did take some emery cloth in a cross hatching fashion, and we cleaned this all up, wiped it clean. And we're gonna just find the spot it goes in on. Very good. Give it a little tap, tap, tap. Very good. Very good, guys. We got the flange in. We got the nut back in. Now, you had to, or what I had to do is I had to put a punch in here to lift this spot up right here. And I did make a score mark right here. And this nut is exactly back in the same position that it once was in. So now I know that the preload should be correct. Should be correct. I've done it this way for so many years because in so many shops we haven't had the special tool or the proper tools, and yeah, things have been good since. Let me knock on some wood. Knock on my head real quick. Very good. Alright, so it's a good thing I made my mark on this side and this side, because in the process of cleaning it I smudged it, so it would have been looking like that. So now we're going to get the hardware out the drawer. We have our drive shaft mark right here. So now the drive shaft is going to go right back into the same position it was in before. And also there's a washer, as you can see right here. Right there, and that goes on the bolt side. Very good. So now we're going to bolt those up, all 4 of them, tighten them up, and then we have to fill the rear differential. Very good. Alright guys, here we are at the rear diff. We're ready to fill it. We have our drain plug back in. We have our fill plug out. We have our GL5 75W90 lubricant, gear fluid, and we're going to pump this in. Now when filling it, you wait until it pretty much starts dribbling out, and then once you get a steady thin stream, you put the plug in. We should be full. Yes, we are. Now we let this. Have zip ties on the other side? Yeah, zip ties should be next to parts. So now, you see that little stream right there? We are good with that stream. Crush washers on the plug, very good. Always double check that. Now guys, let's real talk about these rear differential crush washers. A lot of people don't replace them. There's a lot of times I don't replace them because they're never given to me, or we don't have them in stock, yada yada yada, whatever. If you're reusing them, at least flip them. That's and double check if they're leaking or not. And don't over tighten, because you're gonna screw the next guy. Never screw the next guy. Why? Because you might be the next guy. Now I'm going to show you guys. You see that it's loose right now? All you need to do, just give it a little Gugats, and then if you want, double check it, give it a scotch more, but then that's it. And that goes for the drain. Very good guys. We are all brake cleaned and cleaned up. Well, as much as we can. Don't want to remove too much of that self-lubricating chassis system. It's what's keeping this rear end, or at least the subframe, in decent condition. So rear diff is filled now. That's tight. This guy's tight. And yeah, we're gonna go on a road test. So that's how we do a rear pinion seal in a 2011 Toyota Highlander. Very good guys. If you don't know what to do yet, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for further content.